Hello.
Hi.
I'm like scared Lexi's right there.
We have an audience member that will be here for probably partial, but it's Lexi. She's from afar. When she walks by, we'll have her say, "Come say hi, Lexi. Come get your little moment to our 10 viewers." Wait, say it to mine.
Oh. Hi.
Yeah.
Yay.
That is Lexi. So for all
Lexi's
people that have been
making dinner.
wondering,
Pasta.
who is this Lexi? What does she look like? There's for
Tis Lexi.
Tis Lexi. Wow. It's been a moment. Last time we were recording almost like every other day. So now it feels like a lot more time has gone by.
Now we have a lot of material.
Yeah, we do. What's going on in your life?
What is going on in my life? Is anything going on? Not much.
That's how I feel when we just said we have so much content. I'm like,
I know. Well,
you
do have a lot of content.
We do have some.
You have a long update.
It is a long update.
Mine, I just work and go to school.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we're going to have some fun moments together for the update because I'm trying to finagle.
Yes. Well, we kind of did last night.
We kind of did. We're going to get into that. Well, to start off, we're going to start out with some lighthearted things. And by lighthearted, I mean a traumatic documentary that we watched.
Pause. The last thing we talked about, it was the dark episode.
Yes, we're continuing dark for all those videos.
We couldn't be happy.
A Netflix special called American Nightmare.
Watch it.
It was the first crime documentary that ended with like a happy ending.
Yeah. Well, don't spoil it.
They won't guess how.
From the beginning of it, definitely an interesting ending. That was just, the whole thing is crazy. Thank you for the recommendation. All my other podcasts.
Yes. So that's just a throw out there fun fact.
Oh, I found like a girl's top 10 documentaries and we need to watch them. The Waco one was on her list.
Okay, the Waco one's insane. I'm from Texas and I have always heard of Waco, but for Baylor, I didn't even realize that Waco was like notoriously nationally known until recently for that. And then I watched like all the documentaries, the reenactment series. It's insane what happened in Waco. And you will have to watch it so we can discuss. It's insane. The biggest shootout on American soil since the Civil War.
That's really actually so crazy. And it wasn't that long ago, right?
No. I don't think so.
I don't remember.
I mean, within the past 2 decades.
I was going to say, I think it's in the 2000s.
That is crazy.
I think you told me that. That is really crazy. Really bonkers.
That is really crazy.
So yeah, watch American Nightmare.
Yeah. I have a theory.
What's your theory?
That I heard recently.
Okay.
And it's about Kevin Hart. And Lexi, if you know what I'm talking about.
Please join in.
Apparently Kevin Hart like had to have like people think that he's a part of the like Illuminati or finagled something in because he went from nothing to success like really truly on the West Coast overnight. And what I mean is I've read his book and it's like You Can't Make This Shit Up is the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read it and he basically like starts doing some comedy stuff and then moves to LA and like right out of LA he's all of a sudden having his big Netflix series. He's like the face of all these movies. He's like big comedian. And I was hearing another famous comedian talk about it and he's like no one in comedy comes here and is instantly selling out everything and selling out shows like but big scale. Like he's like no one at a comedy store remembers standing in line for Kevin Hart for a long time, and they think that he's a part of the Illuminati because there's an interview of him with Kelly Clarkson. Okay, Snooey.
Hey.
Snoo. Apparently there's like a whole interview where he basically shushes her about not talking about like the group alluding to the Illuminati. She's like, I've had so many people throw so much money at my face for stuff I didn't want to do. And he literally goes like, shh. And she's like, oh, do you mean there's people in the room? And he goes, we're not gonna talk about it. Anything else? And, like, it's actually in the, like, I've seen this interview.
Oh, I'm trying to
Isn't that a weird, like, thing?
That is really weird, but also I feel like he's been famous for a lot longer than whoever that was giving him credit for. Because he's been famous for a long time. I don't know how he came up or anything, and maybe he is part of the Illuminati, but also, are we, like, for certain it exists?
What's your opinion? Wait, I want to know Lexi, because Lexi, you have connections to the industry and such.
You have connections to the Illum.
Is the Illuminati real?
I mean, I don't think so.
I don't either.
Okay, well, let me rephrase it. Not necessarily that name and that, like, conspiracy, but do you think, like, a big behind the scenes, all money making, connection, control center.
Probably, but I feel like that's every single
I
episode.
feel like
You should
that's
ask your uncle.
I have.
I feel like
Oh.
that's
I don't know. It's
Scientology.
not like actually.
Is he
talked
like,
about.
I
It's kind
don't
of like,
know? Or like,
like Fight
oh,
Club?
I don't
It's
know.
like that's not even like talked about.
No.
Spy Club.
Like, because he's in SAP.
Yeah.
It's not discussed.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe he's just not in the know.
I feel like he would be, but you know, interesting. Austin McBroom.
Mm. Take it away, Riley.
Austin McBroom and Catherine. I don't even know if we got into it the other time or not.
No,
about
because
this.
he hadn't gone off the deep end.
I'm really like Catherine and I have talked so much since recording this. Where before I think we just instantly would save all of it for on this recording. So we've been going over so much stuff in person that I'm trying to remember what I need to like rehash into. And like Austin McBroom, the content, the insanity, his quote house that's an RV. Like I don't even know.
the fact that he's living with the Little Mermaid.
Yes. Why is Halle Bailey allowing that?
I don't know. She just
Also,
had a baby.
He literally deliberately woke her up and made the baby cry as a
You woke
joke.
Hallie up?
No, the baby.
Okay.
Literally made the baby cry on that thing.
Oh yeah.
And the guy was mad and
He
then
gave her the shusher.
he had a little injury on his ankle.
Oh, little baby hearties, because he wasn't wearing hooper shoes.
He wasn't wearing hooper shoes that he just took from that guy's room and just he was like, "Why are you wearing these to hoop?"
I'd be like, "You've got to leave, please."
Oh my gosh.
And he brought approximately
he's kicked
70
out.
hats.
Oh my god. That man, there's just so many things that are really off the rocker. But big shout out, which I never thought I would say this, but to Josh Richards and,
I love Josh Richards.
And to
Bryce Hall.
Yes,
This is the
for their
funniest.
comedic relief of the situation.
It's
I needed that.
amazing.
And it was 10 out of 10.
It was. They did a great job. Also, I genuinely think he's having like a mental break.
Oh, of course. He's on the verge.
Yeah.
We're
like,
just watching it. That's the dangerous thing about the internet is you literally can watch the spiraling. And it's just like, oh, these are getting weirder and weirder and what's he posting with in front of his kids and what's he
He's-
doing in front it's like
the
snowballing
dogs.
down. Yeah, we're not even gonna get graphic,
That's
but
so bad.
he is off his rocker.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad for Catherine.
Yeah.
And it's just really weird.
But I mean, she's glowing.
She's glowing. She definitely misses Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Did she have a thing with Michael B. Jordan? You're going to catch some flies. Tell me.
Yes,
Tell me the
they were together
tea.
before her and Austin, like literally together, dating on jet skis, photographed, like fully together. Michael B. Jordan, look it up right now. You'll find content of them. Recently, her and Austin were walking by at a basketball game, and he was on the sideline, and she hugged Drake and didn't hug him. She like walked right by him.
Tea.
It's kind of like that video of Vanessa Hudgens or whatever walking by Austin Butler.
I don't know that one either. Anywho.
But yeah, it's
Michael and Catherine.
It's just really crazy. I just cannot believe that. I can't believe that. I also rewatched last night Bobby and Drake's interview. And Drake
You
was
thought Bobby?
just so no, I don't like Bobby. But Drake,
You don't like Bobby?
Not really.
Okay. Drake.
It's just a vibe. She's not done anything wrong.
Okay.
I just am like me. But Drake, like, I want to hang out with him. Same with how his interview with what's that group with the
Caleb
ice cream and
Presley?
this. Yes.
Sunday Conversations.
I want to hang out with them. I want to hang out with them so bad. That's just my little spiel of want.
Drake. I don't know.
He's definitely a player. I also would never actually want to be with him. I just want to be his friend.
I think he has a very large head.
I
I don't
mean-
know that, but assuming he does.
Well, I mean, ego alone, his head is huge.
That's what I meant. Ego. Not
Oh,
physically.
I thought you were judging his
Not
head shape, and I was
physically.
like, oh, I don't know.
That's not nice. No.
Well, I just don't know how that would be assessed. But yeah.
No, I don't know how big his head is, but egotistically speaking, I feel like it would have to be kind of big.
Yeah, it would be really big. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I don't know. He's a little interesting, but he has a kid, which I forget
He
about
does.
every single day.
He
Same
does.
with Morgan. I'm just like, what?
Morgan and Post Malone. He's a dad too.
Post Malone. I haven't seen any content though of the kid, which is so fair.
Love him.
Keep him hidden, live the little best life. But yeah. Also, did you ever watch Too Hot to Handle?
No.
Okay. Well, a couple that got together on the show now are pregnant with a baby.
Is that happy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They had an ectopic pregnancy before, and so they lost the baby. So now they got it. But both were accidents, but happy accidents. They were excited both times.
Yay.
But this time I think she's like halfway there. She's like 6
yay.
months.
Also,
I don't know.
Savannah LeBrant. She's almost there too.
And you met or saw her?
No, my older
That was
roommate did.
Lexi. You saw the LeBrant
You saw the
family.
LeBrants at the winery, the vineyard.
Yeah, I was like, someone told me recently.
I did see the LeBrants at the winery.
She saw Cole dancing around with the
They were
kiddos.
playing like spike ball or something.
Yeah.
They were playing spike ball. That's crazy.
Well, now that they live here, maybe we'll see them again.
Okay, a movie you need to see is Gone Girl. Have you watched Gone Girl?
That's the one, the American Nightmare type.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I haven't seen it,
insane.
but we do need to watch it. You want to watch it with us?
I've read it and watched
It's
Really good.
insane.
it. Really good.
It's insane. I have heard the book's way better. My mom read the book. She said it was way better. Okay. I'll have to add that to my books to read.
I've got a long list of those.
The problem is I'll buy the book, but I won't read the book.
I know, that's why I have about 15 in my room right now.
I have a book that has not been read since last spring.
That's okay.
But I'm like halfway through it. But it's like an actual like
Oh, the Body
medical
Keeps the
one.
Score?
Yeah. It's a good book, but it's a heavy read and like
Yeah.
you can pick it up whenever. And it's like you're learning. It's not like a story.
I started it, but I've picked it up since, just because I know when I like start reading it, I'm gonna have to like focus.
Yeah. I'll catch myself like zoning out during it and I'm like, wait, this isn't an assignment where I'm obligated to read just to read. Like I want to focus and learn.
Yeah.
Like I just put it down. Because I don't want to skim through it and then be like,
Right.
wait, I really should have learned from that chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was gonna show possibly Broadway Boy Gone Girl. Because he's wanting to hang out soon.
Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Well, there's a big
No.
update, and I guess we'll just go into
Oh
it
my
now.
gosh, Lexi. Does she
You're
know the
not-
update?
No, she doesn't know any updates.
Lexi, come join.
Yeah, come sit. Come sit. Come sit. So, the update on Broadway Boy. He, first and foremost, does not have a girlfriend. He did have one. I do not know the timeline of when they broke up. When I actually see it organically come up in a conversation, I bet your bottom dollar will be asking that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that an ex of mine had months after a breakup still had content of them on his Instagram and just was too dumb, stupid of a boy to delete it. So I don't know. I don't know how fresh it is. But he is single. And so therefore I got his phone number so that we could finally stop DMing because it was very traumatic to have to communicate in the DMs. We start talking and he is 27. He is 27. And just was getting to know life back and forth. He started sending some songs he's been making with the boys.
Mhm.
Update, he's not singing on a single recording that was sent to us.
What?
No.
Not
I
a
asked him
single
the other
one?
night, I was like, wait, which ones were you singing on? Because he would send like songs, but then I realized there was a very big difference between a few of the vocals. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow, your versatility on the vocals is insane. He was like, oh, that's not me. I'm on vocal rest because he's actually playing like 6 out of the 7 nights a week where his other friends aren't necessarily playing. They're just kind of in like writing or just kind of helping out.
Like band.
So he's not singing unless it's literally for
So is that
shows.
room-
But it's none of his voices, but he wrote the song. But I'm going to make him play the song House in front of me. I already told him that.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah. But I will notice that there's been quite a few funny conversations where I'm just at the point in my life and the stage since I'm not looking to date where I'm just very blunt. And I've
Very.
been very blunt. And it's just creeping in more. And I just don't have kind of the patience to like flirtily banter or like anything like that. So like he's texted me a few times like what I would assume is like a pitch to like an invite or a pitch to hang out or something. So like an example is today he texted me and he goes, I think I'm gonna take my dog on a hike around. And I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. Because he didn't say, do you want to come with? But it didn't come up naturally in the conversation. And then he goes, what are you up to?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to maybe invite me on the hike if I wasn't busy.
Yeah.
I was like, why are, like, any particular reason you're asking? He's like, I don't know, just conversation. I was like, well, I'm studying. He goes, okay. I sent a thumbs up emoji. He goes, well, have a great day then. And I'm just like, yeah.
Can you tell the story of when you responded, okay?
Oh, literally, recently he also sent another thing because he has been flaky flake because we were supposed to actually get like lunch like over the weekend. He was like, oh, like after you're done studying, after I'm done doing my writer's things, let's get lunch. And I had sent him a text, like a little paragraph saying, like, hey, I don't really know what's going on in your life, but I'm assuming you're kind of fresh off a breakup. And I just want to let you know, like, if you want to just hang out as literally two humans on this floating rock, like, that's my vibe. Like, no pressure or anything, like, just getting to know each other. He was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. That's amazing. And so I feel like also because it's so strictly friend, like, implemented, at least definitely from my end, everyone is shaking their heads.
No, because we know better.
Everyone's shaking their heads.
Nothing about this situation, other than the fact that you continue to say we're just friends, sounds friendly.
She's
I
gaslighting.
know.
Not one singular part of it, other than the fact that you keep saying, but it's strictly friends.
She's
I think I'm
gaslighting
trying to
herself.
manifest
You're
friends.
gaslighting yourself. Is
Yeah.
what's happening. And what I would like to know is, are we going to continue down the path of gaslighting yourself, or are we going to do one of two things? Are we going to accept that this is what we're wanting to do and pursue?
But what do you mean wanting? Like, what do you think I'm like? Are you meaning like date him or like kiss him if I'm bored, or like what do you mean?
It seems like you're on the path to find that out, but it seems like you want to find it out. It doesn't seem like you want to just be friends.
I think that I want absolutely no obligations.
That's fine.
I want to, if we hang out and it's
But-
so fun and so dainty, hang out.
Are you also forgetting that you are not a casual dater?
But that's why I don't even want to date. I want to just. That's why I'm trying to send these texts of friend zoning. And he was like in a group because, like, also it kind of is nice that he's off a breakup because he'll probably like not even want to like be around in like a. I know I'm really gaslighting here. I'm like trying to find the like.
She's hearing it finally. She's
Yeah,
hearing it.
no, I know I've been. I don't have a validation for this.
We support you either way.
We support you.
But
I
it's
just
not
want
like
you
I'm
to be
not-
self-aware of
I'm
what's
self-aware of
happening
how
in this
it could
moment,
go,
'cause-
but like for reasons like that where he just every other part of my update is actually really solidifying my downfall of this. It's actually like it's okay. Here's what I know. I want to meet people and I want to also get, like I said, a healthy confidence
Right.
back. I've
Yeah.
lost the confidence. I think because I saw him in person and I've like actually know he's real and stuff, and like I feel a sense of like just kind of a guard down of like know what this guy to some degree is like, and I feel like it's just like a less stressful like hangout. I also know that he's probably not looking for anything right now, so it's like why like let's just have fun and like be friends. Just like hang out. That's literally it.
In a group setting.
I don't like if
Allegedly.
you're asking if he like dove his like
want
face
the
at me, I
flirt.
would no, because he's not really flirting. I mean,
Yes,
that would have been
he is.
I just like okay, let me read you some text from today.
Well, he did say I'm wanting like a group hangout, and that's when she said okay, and he said, and I want you to come.
Well, because sometimes this man like he talks almost as if he doesn't know how to flirt. And he said, okay, I have another. Oh my god, I'm getting so out of order in the chronological, and it's like really confusing me. But what you're referring to is he had texted me again out of the blue conversation and said, "We want to have a big hangout at the house soon." I said, "Okay." And because are you saying you want me to come? Like, I'm not gonna connect the dots. You're 27. Like, if you want me somewhere, you gotta ask. Like, I'm not gonna play that game.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, and I want you to come. And I go, are you now? Dot dot dot. When is this occurring? He goes, no, probably next month. I said, oh, okay. So you're wanting me to reserve you on my calendar then? He goes, yes, I do. Would love that. I said, no worries. I'll try to keep this mysterious hangout day for sometime next month open on my schedule. He goes, like, LOL, like, stop. Like, he's just like, sometimes he'll text stuff like where a pitch goes and then he doesn't follow through. And like, same with the walk thing. Like, he's just telling me about something he's doing. And everything he tells me about is something that I could easily just
tag along.
yeah. But then he's just like, oh yeah.
Riley, he clearly is not in the friend department with you.
But I feel like he'd be actually pursuing if he actually wanted to. Because how he like texts like actually like makes me want to like give him texting course. And he know okay, here's the part where everyone's about to scream at me. And I'm aware and I'm calling it and you know what? I'm self-aware.
Okay.
We were texting back and forth and like it'd gone on for a while, just casual stuff, talking about like the documentaries, the movie thing, whatever. And he was saying or I'm coming back to Nashville. And I was confused because I was like, do you not live in Nashville? So I asked him, I was like, do you live in Nashville? He's like, yeah, no, I live in Bleep and um I'm coming back there now. And I'm like, oh, I live in Bleep, also close by. And he's like, oh my gosh, we're basically neighbors. No, we're not. We're not. We're
Not
like
at all.
15 minutes away. We're not.
Yeah.
But in his mind, I'm guessing of distance, we're just a hop, skip, and a jump over. He's like, well, like, I guess since I can just feel the tension brewing. He had just finished watching the playoff game. And he said, I'm heading back to Nash. I said, wait, do you not live in Nash? He goes, I live near blank, and I'm in the outskirts of, okay, I'm in blank area. He said he sends a song right away.
That
So there's a
he's
song
not singing.
that he's not singing, but I guess he wrote, but he doesn't specify that. And then he goes, oh, you're not far from me at all. I said, yeah, no, we are close. I really like the song. Are you singing it? Because at that point, I'm like, wait, this isn't sounding like you. And he's like, no, I'm on vocal rest since I work tomorrow. We're so close, probably like 5 minutes, lol. We are not 5 minutes away. We are 15, 17.
Then he's lying about his location.
We are not 5 minutes away. He bought the house though where he lives, so he's a homeowner. So
Well,
cool. And then he's telling me about how his roommate and him were in the Marine Corps together, and then I thank him for his service. And then
Riley, can I please just say what I need to say?
Say what you need to say.
I need to say it so bad.
Say.
Can I say it?
yeah.
She called him.
Yeah. If you ever, whatever he said, like late night, like you want to grab snacks or whatever. Because I'm guessing he's on a wax sleep schedule because he's used to working from like 10 to 2 a.m. So
Yeah.
late at night he'll go and grab food. I was like, well, that's not really what I do. But I guess more so if you are doing food runs, I guess let me know. But I don't do that. And then he was like, well, I'm not hungry yet to go for one. And I was like, are you talking about doing one tonight? And he was like, well, yeah, like if I get hungry, I'm like, well, I'm in my silk PJs and I'm going to the hospital tomorrow. I had clinical the next day. And then he keeps like texting back and forth. And I'm just like, I hate the texting. Also, he sucks at texting. And I'm like, if this guy actually is trying to hang out soon, which he said, because I called him Flaky Flake on Flaking for dinner, I was like, if you actually want to hang out, like you have to make that plan, like no rush. But like I don't like the whole flaking thing. He's like, no, Thursday. So Thursday, allegedly, we're supposed to hang out. So then it keeps texting like casual conversations to where I'm like, I'm tired of texting. So my bold dumbass, I just hit call.
Can you believe it?
I just call him.
Okay.
She's so brave.
And it was totally normal, totally fine, nothing flirtatious.
I feel like that's a natural
We were
step,
just
though.
talking. Also, like, you're 27. I'm in my freaking like we're in our 20s. Like, same with Snapchat. Like, I don't want to Snapchat someone. I don't want to like DM someone. I really don't want to text someone. I've always been a call person. And also, if I'm gonna hang out with you in person, if we can't hold a conversation for like 5 minutes on the phone, I do not need to be seeing you in person and like regretting my decision for 4 hours. Like, it was totally fine. He told me about the Marine Corps and like his upbringing. He's lived like 1,000 lives, but totally sweet, nice, nothing flirty at all. And then eventually we just hung up because I was going to bed and he had to do his humidifier medication for his voice for the next day singing. And
that's not funny, Lexi. It's serious.
It's really also it was pretty funny to me because I'm like, I'm really about to go to the hospital tomorrow and like be treating some serious stuff. And he's like, I've got to do my medication humidifier because my vocal rest is like not. I don't know, y'all.
I mean, if we're talking about the calling thing, I think that's a natural step. If I'm in the middle of a conversation that's clearly happening, like over text, and I'm just gonna call you.
Well, I had asked
Not
him,
if
I was like,
I've
what are you
never
doing?
spoken to you in person.
Well, but see, in my mind, and this is a gaslight because like he literally has no memory of me in the crowd. But I'm like, I watched you perform for an hour and like heard you make banter with the crowd. Like in my mind, like you're not a stranger.
Right.
But
She's
to him,
so
I am.
bold.
Right.
Which is great.
Right. Well, I think that was a good natural step that we made. However, I do think that we need to be very cognizant of the fact that this hangout needs to happen in the daylight hours.
And that is not a friend Late night food run,
Is
not a
not a
friend.
friend.
Wait, that's why I wasn't gonna do that.
Yeah, no.
But
That's not a
also,
friend
I had sent
request.
him a message because when he had first asked to hang out, like originally, I don't remember what exactly he said, but he was saying something about hanging out and alluding to like it being in the nighttime, and it was before we like actually communicated beyond the DMs. And I sent him, being the blunt person I am, a text basically saying like, "Hey, I just want to be very, very clear and honest with you. I'm a pretty straightforward person. Like, I'm not a hookup girl. And, like, if that's what you're looking for or something like that is not me. No judgment. But, like, that's not what I'm wanting and that's not what I'm looking for." And he was like, "No, 100%. Like, I don't do that." So I think he knows from that. And then also, I was very firm in, like, the whole, like, when we hang out, like, it's not pressure, it's friends. Also, I think that you're fresh off something. And, like, I think in person it would be easier to assess that. But
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But I do think this needs to be.
well, here's the trickery doo of it all. He was making steaks the other night and like talking about how like we're getting into banter of him like making the best steaks. And I'm like, I'm from Texas. Like, literally calm down. Like, my dad would make me steaks for every single time I wanted to pick dinner. Like, you got it. It's not that good. He was like, well, since you were talking about documentaries,
No.
yeah,
This
Steak and
hang-out cannot
documentaries.
be at
that's
his
why I wanted
house
today to have me go on the
watching a movie.
hike.
Yeah, that can't
Today,
happen.
that's why I keep
No,
like
no.
alluding. I'm
The
like, if
first
you
hangout has
have
to be
to
in
just
the daylight before 5 p.m. in a public place at no one's house, and that's just a rule. I feel.
I agree.
Riley told him that he wasn't allowed to come here and meet us until she vets him.
Yeah, it was like you can't.
Well, because he was like, if you're more comfortable, I can come over there, and she was like, no, you can't meet my roommates.
I was like,
until
yeah,
vet
until I
you."
literally like
No,
approve of you as a person. You're also, I'm not gonna let anyone over here that's not a boyfriend. I feel like I want to be so like blunt to just be like, me be the one asked to just like, do you want to just grab
should.
dinner?
No lunch.
Well, I'm
Lunch.
just, I don't have lunch in my schedule
You have
up until
Thursdays.
Thursday is free.
yeah, but
for
I
you.
don't even know what part of the day is free for him.
Well, you can
Yeah.
offer it up, and
You
then
can
he
offer
can be
it
like,
up.
"Oh, lunch, I'm doing this, but I could do dinner."
You could do dinner.
I almost
yeah.
don't
And
even
just-
want to
but if
let
you do
him think
dinner-
about it. The only reason I'm thinking about like talking for same with the calling first, I was like, this isn't even breaking girl code because I'm not trying to date him.
Girl code.
Like girl code of like let the guy call first, let him reach out. It's like
Oh.
I don't even give a shit. I'm like I just don't like he is friend in my mind, and like he's not like the bats he's been able to hit a home run off of. I'm like he
Yeah.
just is like today.
Yeah.
I'm going on a hike with my dog. What are you up to?
That's what makes me worried because it's like
But he's not.
to me that seems like he's not like he very clearly could invite you to do that if he just wanted to.
But maybe
hang out,
he's
but
not chasing in like a date sense. I don't
That
know.
doesn't seem like a date scenario, but a late night food run that he did invite you on does sound datey.
That's where he's not making sense.
I'm thinking it's datey, like 100% all around, because like
Wait, what's date? Which part?
everything he offers,
Yeah, like if he just
like
wanted
going
to,
on a walk with the dog, like he obviously
He
was
could've-
trying to be like, "What are you doing? Are you free?"
But
No, I disagree.
I literally
actually.
said
I don't
in
think
what
that's what he
particular
was-
way. I thought he'd be like, well, if you're not busy, then like you could just
But
come.
That's why I don't.
But
think
he
that's
didn't
what
say
was
that.
trying to do.
He was
I
like
don't-
just for conversation.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I don't know anything. You're way better than me.
Ooh,
Way
I also
more
don't know.
knowledgeable.
The train of thought you're thinking is what I thought he was gonna do. That's why I set him up to bat to test the waters. I was like, what way are
But
you
the thing is, you
asking?
set him up in such a way where I would be scared to say, "Yeah,
Boys are very simple-minded. And I believe that as a boy, he was simply saying what he was doing for the day. And since you said nothing, automatically, if I'm a guy that's about to do something like that, just very friendly, whatever, and I want to get to know you, I would invite you. But he didn't think to do that. No, he did not because it's in the daylight. This is what worries me about his motives.
mm-hmm.
Because he very easily could have invited you to do that. You were free. He was doing that. Like, could have invited you to do it, and he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But he did invite you to do a late night food run. And that's where I'm like, you could have, but you didn't. But you were inviting me for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he could have invited you to the friend thing. You were available for the friend thing. But he didn't.
That's
what
where I
worries me
almost
about
want to
his
just corner
motives.
him and be like, what are you doing right now?
That's fine.
Because in the daylight, what are you doing right now?
I mean, you
Yeah.
got a 50-50 chance."
Just because, like, I don't. And I'm also the kind of person where, like, I know at this point he's not a serial killer, and I know everything about him, and I know where he works and the bars he's at, to where it's so easy to chase him down and, destroy the life. But it's just like I'm also confident enough to where if I went over somewhere and it changed the vibe, I'd get my ass up and leave. Like I don't care about
Absolutely.
hurting someone's feelings or walking out of a room. It's more so like I almost feel this boldness in how we communicate to where I'm just like very blunt. And that's why like when he has those pitches to be set up to bat and he fails, like I'm not gonna help you get there. That's why when he was like, "Oh, I want to have friends over," I could have just been like, "Oh, that's so fun. Like I wish I could come." I was just like, "Okay." Like I'm not gonna help you get there. And so I don't know, but he did say whenever we were on the phone, which he was totally normal conversation, great conversationalist, super sweet on the phone, like exactly how I would imagine a normal human to communicate and talk. And I was like, I'm glad we got to actually talk on the phone because it's really hard to read you over text. He's like, I'm horrible at texting. I hate it. Like, I'm not a texter. I'm like a FaceTime or call kind of person. Like, I'm not good at texting, which green flag considering you're 27. Like, I hope that you're not devoting your time to like rizzing up on the text buttons. But
It's a horrible word. You're good.
it is a horrible word. But like, I don't know. I feel like I almost just want to call him and be like, "What are you doing right now at this moment?"
Yeah.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
I'm free, and
I want to do something.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
Maybe I'll do that.
I'm trying to scout out, and I feel like also in person will really solidify. Like, okay, is this purely friend vibe, or is he not thinking that? Because I fully want it to be exactly how I texted him, like two people floating on a rock we call Earth and just hanging out. Because I feel like that would just be the ideal situation.
Okay.
Good. But I told you, if he came at my face or came at anything, I'm literally ducking and punching and hazing and tasing. So
Hazing and tasing.
hazing and
For
tasing.
real.
We're going crazy.
I told her
So,
to put a boat horn in his face.
I have boat horns. If you try me or my house or my car, you will get boat horned up for half a mile.
Boat horned and
The ring
baseball
alerts
batted.
will be crazy. Did anyone hear this giant boat horn go off? Like, what is that sound? Was that an explosion? The ring community could be a conversation of itself. The
Yeah.
things people post is
They
insane.
are quite crazy.
They're absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I'm qualified to talk on that topic.
You can have an opinion on any topic.
I know, but I feel like you need someone who actually knows what they're talking about, and
No, I don't. I think sometimes like not to say you're like some innocent don't know anything, but like I think sometimes innocent and just like seeing things objectively with no like emotional like memory of like, well, this happened to me and this is how I think it's almost a more genuine perspective. And I think you also see it in a view that I don't. And I see all sides, and what Lexi said is very legit and very true. It could go one of two ways where he secretly really wants to hang out and like wants it for a reason that I'm not wanting, or he genuinely is just like nervous to hang out because he's probably, my guess is he's really heartbroken that he just ended a relationship of a year
yeah.
and is like, oh, this girl's fun to talk to. But also, if I see her, it would make it real I'm hanging out with another girl but my ex. And that could be hard for him if he's not over it. So I almost think like that's why he's kind of like a little bit iffy, is he's like, oh my gosh, this would be real if we're in person. But like for me, it doesn't feel scary to be real because I genuinely am like, I'm not nervous as if it's like a date where it's like, is he gonna kiss me goodbye? Like none of that. So that's where I'm just like bold as heck right now.
Do you kiss on the first date?
No.
No.
I don't
Okay.
think any of my dates at all recently
Okay.
with any of my relationships I ever kissed on the first date.
Interesting. That always is interesting to me because so many people have different opinions on that.
I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I think it just depends on so many things. But like,
Yeah.
I think that if you are trying to like test out, especially in more mature, serious relationships, I think college, especially people in college, everyone's just like, oh, we hung out, we went, did this, and we kissed at the. But I think if you're looking for like lifelong stuff, you've got to wait and also
Yeah.
show a guy like you're not easy catch. That's like the big
Yeah.
thing, not an easy catch.
It also makes me think of that Chris Lane song.
What is it?
Tell me this, do you kiss on the
Oh
first
yes,
date?
yes. No, it's a great song. It's not
Don't
wrong.
hold
Because like I
me.
said, there you were asking on the last podcast, do you believe in love at first sight?
Why
And
am
with-
I like this?
What do you mean?
Asking all these.
No, it's
like,
such cute questions.
Oh.
No, they're good questions. They're very good questions. But I told you how a few relationships ago, there was a guy that I did, like, I would say, like, because we did end up like being together, being in love, like I would have considered that like
Mhm.
first sight.
Mhm.
So I think that can happen. Now it didn't last, so I don't know what that says, but
Well, maybe it'll come back
I
around.
think it just proves your heart can jump for the right person.
Right.
And he was the right person until the person changed.
Right.
But that's been the pattern
He was
all
the right.
along.
He was the right person for that time,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And now it's the time
That
for
seems
somebody
to be the
else.
pattern now that I think about it, because he, Golden Retriever boy, for the first 6 months, perfect, not a fight, not an issue, and then the cracks fell in. And he just got comfortable. And then the last relationship, goodness, it only took a few months. And then
Which is
he
good.
just had a whole mask. He wasn't even him.
Yeah, he
The
has a
other one
lot to
fell
work
through.
on. Mhm.
He was just playing a part.
Mhm.
So he should have been cast in Barbie or something. Just play a plastic doll with no emotions, and that would have been great.
He's not Ken.
That would have been great. Ken's better. Ken's
Yeah.
up for the nominee.
Yay, Ryan.
Yay, Ryan, but so mad about all the other people not getting honored. But it's okay. I had my first pediatric clinical rotation yesterday, and I think it really opened up my eyes to peds. I'd always had it open. I was just really scared about obviously kids being ill is a different nerve to hit,
Mhm.
especially as someone who wants to be a mom and have a family, especially working with young kids. And like, I'm on a floor where my patient was a 9-month-old baby girl, and I was taking care of her and helping her when she would cry. And it also was interesting because we had to figure out, okay, how do I assess pain for this kid that's crying, that can't talk, that can't do these things? And so it was really eye-opening. And then another patient that I was helping out with was a 31-day-old baby. And she was born with her intestines on the outside of her body. And then they had surgery to obviously like replace them and slowly have them go back into the abdominal cavity. And then
so crazy.
it's insane what they're able to do. But for the morning time, her mom wasn't there. And so I and the other students would just take turns holding her, because connection and physical touch is so vital in development.
Mhm.
So they're like, if you can just hold her, talk to her, like it is very impactful in how they develop. But it was so cute.
I'm so happy you
I
had a
love
good
that.
time.
A great
And you get to
hospital.
go back.
I know.
When do you get to go back?
Every Monday for the next. I only have 2 more. It's like 3 weeks of peds, 3 weeks of OB, 3 weeks of med surge.
Okay, so 2 more.
But it'll be fun to do babies and then to the process of how they're born.
Yeah, you're kind of going backwards right now.
I am going backwards, and then just into med surge, which is meh.
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 They sent out like some more information about the Maymester today. Or actually I just saw it today. It was a couple days ago, but it was so exciting looking through it. Like they sent our hotels we're going to be staying at and
Aww.
like what they recommend us packing, and we have the itinerary.
That's real.
Yeah.
Feels real.
Yeah, and I'm just like I'm so
Like, wait, it's
excited.
happening.
I have a feeling I'm going to get there and not going to want to leave because that's like my dream place. And one of
Tell the viewers.
Oh, I'm going to Greece in May.
Yeah.
To
Gorgeous.
a little study abroad moment.
Quotations on study abroad.
I'm taking a physical activity course for a credit. Yeah, I had to take something.
Although Europe is physical activity, there's a lot of stairs.
Yeah, but when I was looking at our hotels, one of them is like the classic white and blue, and I'm like,
Yes.
"Ugh," I literally
You have to post.
this is my dream.
Catherine
Oh,
has not been active on the Instagram,
No.
and she has to have a Europe comeback.
I absolutely will. Our friend that is going with me, I'm gonna make her take pictures with me.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
So it'll be super fun, super exciting. I am pumped. I'm really glad I decided not to go on the other one, mainly because I'm way more interested in what we're learning about
What
here.
was the other one?
Cultural and pluralism in Hawaii. Yeah.
Glad you didn't do that one.
Some like health and wellness.
What if you ran into
which is
Tanner there?
That would be
Is it
crazy.
in Kauai?
It's in Maui.
Oh, then you wouldn't have. Earlier today, Scooter, I heard him crying, and I looked down, and he's sitting outside of Catherine's door crying for her.
Yeah.
And then Snooey followed.
I wasn't ignoring. I let them in.
I just love watching these 2 little boys fall in love with you.
Yeah, I know. It makes me so
They're falling in love
happy.
with you.
It makes me
Scooter
really happy.
sought you out.
I'm gonna miss them this summer.
Just come here. We're gonna be here.
I know.
We're staying here this summer.
I know.
You should just stay here and we could have 21 Summer.
Well,
Go watch Broadway Boy on
Or-
Broadway. Oh, I have an update with that. On the phone call, I had made a joke. He was talking about how he started singing last year.
oh, you told me this. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he had never been a singer before, randomly saw an audition, open call, did it, which is insane. But we were talking and I was like, now you're just gonna, like, we were wrapping up and he was talking about how tomorrow night he's gonna have to sing and I was like, yeah, well, you're gonna have to go, like, you're just a Broadway boy. And he got upset about that.
He doesn't
Not in
like
like
it.
a bad red flag angry way, but he was just like, oh, like, I hate that, like, I'm not a Broadway boy. And I was like, but you are a Broadway boy. And he was like, I hate being called that, like, I'm not a Broadway boy.
So is this like a common term?
Well, I mean, boys on Broadway, like, are just hookups and drunks and bachelor boys, and
Well,
they're not a good
should have
stigma.
known that in the past.
Yeah, they're not a good stigma. They're not a good stigma. I mean, Morgan had to write a song about the Broadway girls, so the boys are not much better. But I just thought it was so funny in my little head. Just in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, you are literally known by our 10 fans as Broadway boy. That is your name.
Yeah.
And it was funny to me that he was like, oh, I hate that. I'm like, well, if you ever find out about this one, a lot of Broadway boy
BB.
gonna be said. So
Maybe that's how we refer to him, BB.
no, because I think of Brookie, BB.
Oh, you call
Brookie.
Brookie BB?
Yeah, I never call her Brooke, like, to her. Like, one time I was like, bye, Brooke, and it felt so wrong. So it was Brookie.
Mm.
Brookie, BB. Well, people from back home, I told Catherine this, but I'll post things on my story. Just curiously will, like, scroll to see who views it because you can't see who you look like your profile and stuff. And I don't want to know that. I don't
No.
care. I don't want to know who follows or unfollows. I don't care about that. But I like to sometimes see who views because who views your story shows insight into who is peeping. And there was a whole nasty friend group from my high school that almost all in complete consecutive viewership viewed my stories. And they do not follow me. 2 of the, like, 6 girls followed me, and they all viewed it right one after another. And I feel like I was being talked about on a FaceTime call.
Yeah, that's not a coinky dink. You
Yeah,
were
it's
definitely
pretty
in
scary.
some group chat.
It's pretty scary. I was just like, ooh, this is concerning. But I think it also might have been because I posted in Skims and tagged Skims, and maybe they were like talking shit, like, what, did she get a deal or something? And maybe they were all beefing about it.
They'd use your code. You know it.
Yeah,
They would.
they
Also,
would though.
something funny, this is so random, but whenever I say coinky dink, it takes me back to The Secret Life of the American Teenager because
With Shailene Woodley.
yeah.
Okay.
So her, like, Ben, is that his name?
I don't know.
Not the hot one, not the dad, not the baby daddy. The one who wishes he was the baby daddy. He his stepmom, who's played by Jennifer Coolidge, she says coinky dink, and his
Oh.
dad cannot stand it and wants to divorce her because he can't stand when she says coinky dink.
Well, I'm sorry for the trauma that I induced.
Oh my gosh,
It's-
no!
I just, like, will say random words
No,
like that when
no.
I'm just nervous sitting on this couch. And I also feel like my brain is not braining.
You didn't
Everything
say
I'm
it.
saying,
I
and
know.
I don't
if
know
it's
what's going on.
anywhere.
I think the disorganization of the Broadway boy story
I
threw
know.
my brain in, like, a real big
You need
spiral.
to, like, write out bullet points.
Well, I was trying to, but for very valid reasons, Lexi was bringing up valid points, and therefore my brain just went ADHD mode and just was jumping around to where then I feel like I've made no sense.
Well, that's okay.
So maybe when I rewatch it, it'll make more sense than I think it did, but
And I think it will.
my brain's just all over the place. I think I'm also subconsciously in the back of my head just thinking of, like, right after this, am I literally gonna literally just be like, what are you doing right now? You trying to get food?
You're so brave.
I just, like, don't like just sitting on things. Like, I'm so, oh, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. Speaking of being brutally honest, I haven't deleted Hinge, but I'm not actually matching with anyone for that reason. It's still just getting rid of that little confidence boost thing. But one of the guys that I guess before I had matched, but then recently he accepted it or whatever, he had been messaging and he had gotten to the point where he was like, "Hey, like, what's your snap?" And this guy, I'm I'm not gonna like meet him, but he is cute, normal looking guy, lives between Florida and Nashville, and he was like, "What's your snap? Like next time I get back in town, I wanna hang out with you." But something about the snap thing, I literally texted this man back so brutal, and I said, and I'm pretty sure word for word, I was like, the fact that you are 26 and still asking for women's Snapchat is a major red flag. I will be unavailable when you return to Nash. I think I word for word sent that. I literally said, the fact you use that at 26 is so bad. He responded so badly and was like, "No, you're so right." And then tells me this elaborate story about how he had this girl who went crazy on him because he gave him your number, all this blah, blah, blah of rationale why he can't give out his number. But I literally was like, the men that use Snapchat, it's so concerning. That is out in 2024.
Snapchat?
Snapchat. In
Agreed.
all ways. I'm also really infuriated because recently I've learned how much money people make on Snapchat stories.
Yeah.
And that makes me really mad.
Well, you're single-handedly keeping Austin McBrim's lights on.
But I don't follow him, so I don't give him like the.
You view it though.
I know. Don't even. Oh, it's really hurting my
Give
heart.
him money.
But like, I have to know.
I know you do. It's like
It's so amusing, and I know that it's right on the nail what he's wanting, and I know it's exactly what's making him the money right now. But like, oh, it makes me so. It's giving me life right now
and
from a
take
part of
it.
me I didn't know I needed.
Take it.
I just needed it. It almost feels like back when like James Charles and like Jeffree Star and Tati and they were all having their drama. It was like watching everyone's tea go down at the same time and oh, they posted this and
Right.
that. Now it's like that with just Austin. Like watch Catherine's story and then the contrast of that to then what he's showing. Like the pool party, she's showing the kids frolicking and they're having fun and she loves them. And then Austin doing his horribleness. And it's just like the dichotomy of it all. It's out of a movie.
I mean, it's really bad.
It's so bad.
Would you want to be in a room with 4 babies, ages 9 months to 1.5 year, or 6 kids, ages 7 and under?
Oh, babies.
But in the other room, you have another adult to talk to.
Okay. Well, that wasn't specified.
Sorry, I just added
Are you
that.
just putting your 2 babysitting prospects in like a category, like one babysitting job you're gonna have versus the other? Because I'm thinking of your babysitting gig
No,
where you watch.
this is the same job. I can either go to the baby room.
Oh, this is a question for you.
Yeah,
You're trying to get me
I'm
to
just
decide.
which one I'm gonna do tonight. Usually, I'm in the kids,
I love
but
babies.
yeah, but you get bored for 3 hours, 2.5 hours.
No, they're too cute. I did it for an 8-hour shift.
Well, no,
I
absolutely.
was
It's
like,
just when
well,
you're locked
yeah.
in a small bedroom and you can't make a lot of noise
9 months?
and they cry. I don't think any of them are 9 months. I think honestly the youngest one might be 1.
Oh, that's
1 to
not
one and a
baby.
half. They're all
A 1-year-old is a lot bigger than like a baby.
yeah, oh no. None of them. No.
I'm thinking of Goo Goo Gaga.
We have a couple Goo Goo Gagas, but they don't come upstairs yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh my gosh, one of the Goo Goo Gagas, she's a little chunker. And I just want to be
my
like,
pediatric baby was chunky.
I want to be like, can I bring
She
her
got the
upstairs
wrist rolls
tonight?
and the little hand rolls and the toe rolls.
The ankles.
She had her little pole socks on her toe and her little feet were so chunky. And I was just like,
I love
oh my
it.
gosh, it gave me such baby fever, especially when I would go and like comfort the baby. Like there was at one point where the grandma had come in to visit with the child and I could just hear in the room the baby crying for a while, and I was guessing the grandma was struggling with helping the baby because also the baby was in a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went, just peeked my head, and I was like, "Hey, like, would you like any help in here?" She's like, "Yeah, she's just really upset." And I was able to distract her and help her, and then we gave her her pain medicine to help, and the grandma was so appreciative, and I was just like, "See, I just have a little way with kids, and I know that if I was born like 50 years ago, I would already be having my little clan in that era of where we all would have babies and kids young, and I would just be a mom."
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm so bred for it.
I know,
I
me
am
too.
bred to be female and be
Like what we
a
were talking
mother.
about. I mean, I'm constantly thinking of my
We
kids.
constantly think about our kids.
Like I've been curing baby fever recently by looking at my name list on my phone and just like seeing which names I like for my
Yeah.
kids.
Well, I have a name that I really, really like, and they made a comment, and it's really ruining it, but
Yeah.
I'm really trying to unruin it.
We
I think it's
can
gorgeous,
ruin
and
it.
it works for
It is.
me.
It is. And that person,
Is narcissist.
yeah,
And obviously, the fact that that's his nickname and his nickname isn't even a nickname, it's literally who he is, should not put any weight in my child's
name. No.
name.
And he's never going to meet that child, hopefully.
No, not at all. I don't think he'll ever see me again if things go the way I hope.
But I think you should still name your baby girl that.
I think I will. I think I'm set on it.
Do you have a baby boy name?
I feel like there was one I really liked, but I don't know. I have a note on my phone of baby
Yeah.
names, but I feel like if I say them, then they won't work out
I
because
know.
everyone says that once you say the names or tell people them, then opinions and blah blah blah.
Oh, are you going to tell people?
Before?
Yeah, before it's born.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, if it's a girl, they'll know. Most people in your life will know.
Well, like my parents will know, but I really want to have a second daughter. I know my first one, the middle name's going to be Anne because that's my middle name, and my mom was middle name Anne, and my grandma's name's Marianne,
Mhm.
so I know it's going to be Anne. But I have told myself that if I have a second girl, her middle name will be Brooke after my sister because I just love
Aw.
Brooke so much. Brooke, I love you so much, and so I want them to be something Brooke, and Brooke's a pretty
It
name.
is.
So I know that man can have a lot of control over all the middles and stuff. But if he doesn't have a preference, the middle name will probably be Charles for my dad.
Yeah.
Chase has not reached out once since college, and he is a bad brother for that. And he's definitely not watching this, but Lily would never watch this. The last time he texted me was to tell me he did not like my Instagram profile photo and said that it made me attract the wrong type of men.
He's so mean
That was
for
the
that.
last time I heard him talk. I just am wanting to feel confident right now,
She
Chase.
looks
He's like,
pretty.
no. And then I called my sister, and she's like, no, you look so good. Like, leave it. But Chase, that was the last time I heard from him. Hasn't picked up a call I've called him.
He's
Hasn't
lucky.
returned them.
He's lucky he's in a long-term relationship.
I literally have told Sophie so many times. Like, there was one time where I will say I was feeling under the weather.
Yes.
And I literally went up to her and I was like, why are you dating him? When I went to Auburn, I was feeling under the weather and we were out. And I literally was like, why are you even with him? Why are you with him? Because he was just being dumb and being rude. He made me fall to the ground as a joke. He thought it was a funny joke. I was there with Narcissist, and Chase decided while I was feeling ill and unstable to lift up my leg and make me fall hard on the concrete. And Narcissist tried to save me on the way down and ended up spilling his soda all over me. And it was horrible. And Narcissist was mad because he was like, "Jeez, you could have like actually cracked. Like my head could totally cracked open. It was all concrete, but he's just been a little bit of a annoyance recently.
Boy.
He thinks he's a cool freshman, and he's not. And someone's got to tell him.
I think he just did.
I thought hazing would do it, but it didn't. It didn't. Like he just got a little ego.
It's okay.
The big head, as you'd say, doesn't mean skull size.
does not mean skull size.
Snoopy has a very tiny head for the visual.
Scooby has a big head.
Scooter has a big head. Snoopy has a tiny head. And he's very happy. That picked up some of it. He's very cute. He didn't snuggle with me last night. It made me upset. Create an idea of my future husband, then I'm going to create your future husband.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be right. This is just for fun. So no pressure.
Okay. Like, am I doing looks wise or
So I'll do you first.
personality? Okay.
So he's going to be tall.
Okay.
To be taller than you. I think he's going to have a mix between like a masculine body and like a dad bod, but not in the sense of like bigger size, but like, okay, this is horrible.
Sorry. I'm sorry. That was just a funny way to describe it.
Well, like, I'm trying to give you a visual thing to be able to picture his like build.
So he like works out, but
Not like ripped.
not religiously.
That's what I'm trying to say. Well, you can be super strong and just not be ripped.
Yeah.
So that's him. In
Okay.
case you're wondering.
Oh, that's him. Good to know.
Yeah.
He's
I don't know
tall.
if you're gonna meet at the gym though. I would venture to say no, but if you did meet at the gym, it'd be because he's helping you from an injury that you got at the gym because you have a prone thing to injuries. I do think it'll be in a very natural setting. You're not going to be looking for him,
Yeah.
and he's going to stumble across, and you're probably not going to think that he's trying to seriously like flirt with you because you just aren't able to think that that's what someone's going to do.
Yeah.
And he's definitely going to try. And I think he's just going to be a classic gentleman. I think he's going to have that same etiquette. I think he's going to be from a smaller town, not like a big city boy.
Okay.
I think he's going to just be that kind of thing. I don't know what kind of job he's going to do.
Okay.
I want to say maybe something music. Like I could see you as like a little like starting at your job or like an internship, and he's like, "Oh, this sweet girl's entering the workforce," and like a cute, not like looking down to you because you're younger way, but like
Yeah.
I just think it'd be something really like wholesome.
So you think he's in the industry?
I think maybe
Okay.
because I don't know. I mean, I feel like I see you going out to like your internships and doing things, and I feel like if you are you gonna stay in Nashville when you graduate? Unsure.
Unsure, but
That's fair.
probably.
Yeah, I think he might just be around here, especially because I think it also could happen if I drag you out to the bars, which when we are 21, I really need to do to you. And so I think that I'm gonna try to like make it a fun game where like we go out and like I force you to talk to guys or I introduce them to you and just bring them over.
I will
And
absolutely
I
kill
think
you.
that would be really good to do, and I think it has to happen.
That does not sound
We can
fun
take
to
these
me.
mics, we can interview them.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like the worst night of my life.
Well, if you have a few drinks in you, maybe it'll sound fun, but yeah, I think it could be something fun.
Yeah, I think we need to do a fun 21st trip.
I know. I need to actually look into that because
But
I brought it up as to my mom and dad as a joke on the phone. We were talking about something completely unrelated. I think we were talking about spring break plans, and all of a sudden I go, "Mom, I think I want to do my birthday in Napa."
yeah,
We're like, "Let's do a girls trip and I'll go there." And she's like, "Where is this coming from?" And like, "Why?" But she wasn't against it. She's like, "No, if you actually want to, we can like try to plan." I was like, "Well, hold up. I didn't know you were taking that legitimately. I was kind of scouting the waters."
yeah,
But I think that if I did pitch a place to go, because if it's just like a small fun group of girls, and I think that would be really fun.
yeah. No, it would be.
I want to do something. I do not want to just have a 21st here at all.
Yeah,
I don't want to be here.
Oh, you didn't say the age. How old is he? Is he older than me?
He's older, but I don't think drastically.
Okay.
Because I think you would get scared of it a little bit.
I'm like scared of everything.
Yeah, I think you would get scared if it was too big of a gap.
Yeah.
But I think that he'll definitely be older. And
Like under 25.
Yeah.
Like under 5 years.
I think he'll be within 3 years.
Okay.
I think he'll be within 3 years. But I'm hoping that he is more mature than just 3 years above. Because these men have been testing the waters. Like when this man who's 27, I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
I would have much rather that than 25. Weird enough. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I need.
Maturity.
Yeah. Okay, what's mine? And if you say a country artist that sings on Broadway, we're going to have a big issue.
I actually was putting him out of my mind.
Oh, thank gosh. I was like, you were like, actually, I think this is. No.
No, I was actually like, specifically don't say that.
Oh, and I think you're going to have 4 kids.
4?
It's
That's
either
so
2
many
or
I want.
4.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have 2 or 4. You're going to have a little clan.
Yeah.
And you're going to look so cute at church with your little clan. And you're going to dress up your girls super cute. And I think it's going to be super wholesome.
It's gonna be, what's the split? All 4 girls, 2 girls, 2 boys, all boys?
I could see you with boys.
All
Not
boys?
all boys. I think you'll have your one precious girl,
Mhm.
and then you're going to have boys.
Okay.
I think you can handle boys. You've had the
I think so
training
too.
for boys, and I think that you would be a fun but yet strict where you need to be mom.
Mhm.
And
My boys
I
aren't
think
gonna
it'd
be
great.
making girls cry.
No.
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 Or I will make them cry.
Yep, exactly. If I find out my son's cheating, you bet your bottom dollar I'm telling the girl.
Oh my god. Oh,
And if he's crying, I'm gonna be like, boo-hoo!
Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo, you have no allowance this week. Work for it.
Yeah.
Penalty.
No allowance for
You
the
lie and
next
cheat,
month
you don't get paid, you don't get taken care of.
until you make things right.
If you want a woman to respect you and take care of you, you gotta do it back, son.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. I think I'm gonna have a mix as well, which will be exciting because all girls.
Yeah.
Never had a brother.
I think you're gonna have really pretty flowers at your wedding.
That's so nice.
I think they'll be colorful and like vibrant.
I
You
think-
give like vibrant, happy colors.
You're so sweet to me. You want to know what my favorite compliment I've ever gotten is? That I look like I would own a flower truck.
Yeah, you do. You do.
That's like the nicest thing ever.
No, you do.
That's so happy.
I could see you on 12 South, like giving out daisies
Daisy.
at that one. You know the exact truck I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cute, but that's awesome. Okay. So, I think that yours is also going to be tall. I think he's going to be brunette and also like strong, but he's going to look strong.
Mhm.
It's not going to be dad bod.
Mhm.
I think he's going to be in a high-paying career
Okay.
because he might actually be like anesthesiologist type of
So you think I'm gonna have a Grey's Anatomy moment?
vibe. I've never seen it, so I don't know.
It's where you just date people like from work. I'm gonna meet them through like
Well,
the
I don't think
hospital.
you're gonna work at the same hospital.
Okay.
No, I don't. But I think that you're gonna
Thank
want.
you.
No,
You don't want that.
I think you're gonna work at separate hospitals, but you're gonna want to date someone who has a good career because it shows that like he's driven, he got through school, like he cares about his work, that kind of thing.
Mm.
Um, and so yeah, that I think that I think he's gonna have blue eyes. I think you're gonna have a bunch of kids too. I think you're probably gonna have 4.
Mm.
And why is that? You
No,
don't want
no,
4?
like I could totally see that.
Okay. I think it's gonna be 2 boys and 2 girls.
Mm, so cute.
And I think you're gonna have one little Goldilocks girl and one
Well,
brunette.
I'm like brown.
Well, you were blonde when you were younger.
I think they'll all be like blonde. Well, no, I think you're right. I think my husband's definitely gonna have brown hair, so I think there's gonna be some brown hair. But I think some of them will start out blonde and then it'll fade, like what happened to me.
Yeah. But I
But
do think you're gonna have a little Goldilocks girl.
yeah, yeah, I can see that happening for sure. It's so
Little.
crazy. It's also crazy that it like if you were to jump 5 years from now, that could be already beginning like for us or not. But like people will look at like, oh, time like that's so far. It's like it's really not. Especially I always think like how your mindset is now is what it's gonna lead you to. So like if you're looking for like serious marriage potential, good quality guys, that's only what's gonna be in your focus.
Yeah.
Where like people that are like, oh, in college, you're gonna spend a lot more time, I think, just like going through a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah,
I
and
think
that
you
makes
get
me feel like I'm
attracted.
behind.
No.
It does.
In what sense?
Because like I'm supposed to have already gone through some people.
Mm-mm.
That's what it seems
I don't
like.
think so because I think that
I'm almost out of college.
yeah. That's a positive. Your husband's to be like, oh,
It's
you're
embarrassing.
mine. No.
Embarrassing.
No. I think that's only a stigma of a population saying that it's not valid at all from who's saying that.
I also think that you're going to date for a very short amount of time before you get married or engaged. Like maybe a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Especially at this, like, I just am such in a mindset. There obviously needs to be a length of time enough to like know like the issue I've been having where there's 2 personalities behind men.
And I think that comes around, well, it depends on the man, but I think at least before a year.
Well, I think that because I do only want people that are older, I'm hoping they're in the maturity mindset to where when I do find them, it's not like they're having like a ton of like growing up or like young like relationship issues to figure out to where I think that they're going to be in a place where it's like, no, I know what I want.
Yeah.
I know I want you. Let's just start life. That's what I'm hoping to
And that is
attract.
really nice.
Well, I think you're going to find that too. You're not going to be playing games. And if he tries to play games, you'll have your guideline of girls to tell you, nope, nope,
Have
nope, nope, nope,
my
nope.
fairy god sisters.
Yeah, we'll help you decipher.
Which Lord knows I'm gonna need it. I was also talking to my friend that I went to dinner with the other night. And she has a boyfriend that she's been dating for a while. And I was telling her like about how my sister has only dated her fiance and that's it. And I was like, so what I'm thinking is I'm gonna have to, go through at least somebody because what are the odds? And she was like, well, you know, that's like the standard in your family now. So to date the first guy, that's like what you know.
Oh, like that's why you're thinking that?
No, this is what she said. She's like, I don't think it's that crazy, that out of the box for that to happen to you because your sister did it and that's what you've seen.
Do you want that to happen to you?
I don't know. It depends on who I date
That's
first.
the correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really care. It's just thinking about the bigger picture. Like, I don't want to be heartbroken, but I mean, I want to, marry who I'm supposed to.
Well, I will say, like, I feel like what I've learned from heartbreaks is, like, once you get through the first one, you know you'll make it out, and then the rest, it makes it better, because I think the first one, which is where people are like, it's so much better to, like, date through, because then you're, you know, whatever, learning lessons, and it doesn't affect you as much. It's like, once you know you can make it through, because, like, I think that first feeling, like, this person cares about me and I care about them and I've never felt that before, it feels like almost this feeling of, like, I'll never have that connection with someone else.
Mm.
I'll never be able to have those emotions for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone comes along and it's like, oh, yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah.
But I think that for you, I'm just really excited to see the journey, because I think that he's going to have the big crap figured out
Yeah.
by then.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That would be nice. So I don't have
I'm
to do it
wondering
for
if
him.
he's going to be crazy outgoing or more reserved. I think he's going to have to bring you out of your shell.
I was gonna say I think he's gonna be outgoing.
Yeah,
like
he's
really
got to bring you out of your shell.
because I am not at all.
No, you are, but I think that you just have to feel like in an environment or around people that make you feel comfortable to also have your, like, chill.
Yeah, I'm not unless I'm forced to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence why I'm going to drag you to Midtown when we turn 21.
Yay.
And to tell me also, if I don't recognize the celebrities, you recognize them for me.
Yeah,
And then we'll go make friends with them, and it'll be great.
that would be so fun. I'm excited.
It
for
will be
that.
fun. We're gonna do it.
I mean,
Wrap your head around
but
it. We're going.
I don't want to go to Broadway.
No, Midtown.
I know, but I'm just saying, don't drag me there.
So I can't drag you to watch Broadway Boy?
Oh no, we can absolutely do that.
Okay.
But like
That's the only time I'm going to Broadway.
we're not going to Luke's.
That is the only time I'm going to Broadway. Is to see him, because everywhere else is horrible and there's so much crime.
Yeah, that's actually really
But
scary.
tourists, remember, it's perfect and it's
It's
beautiful.
so happy for the tourists.
It's
Don't go where she said.
gorgeous. There's celebrities everywhere.
Yeah, they make
There's
appearances.
so much to do. I did see someone say that Travis Kelce was on Broadway.
What?
Mm-hmm. Some girls posted some photos touching his shoulder while he was sitting at a bar.
That's
Not in a way that Taylor would unapprove, but as a fan way.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh my gosh, Travis Kelce, it was on like Barstool Nashville or something, and I was like, what's that about?
So go on Broadway.
Exactly. Well, I feel like this was a very disorganized wrap up, but we went from all kinds of topics back to, again, our future family, and
I know.
we just cannot stop.
No.